Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Thinking Outside the Pod. I'll be your host this week. My name is Patrick, and I'm here joined with...
Fisher, Foster, Brandon, whatever the hell.
We're going to call him
BFF. BFF? Alright, close enough.
We should just, what, Fisher, Foster, which one would you rather?
Well, Fisher, but...
Okay, Fisher, done.
Whatever.
Okay, and Jimmy. That's me.
And Jimmy. We've paid a little bit of attention to the news today. We're in the news. We've come up with this week. We want to talk about a couple things. The first off, I want to start off with is how you guys feel about the whole Ebola virus situation and where the patients are being shipped back. The Americans are being shipped back to the mainland in order to be vaccinated or rescued, or I don't know, what is it?
Cured? I don't know.
Quarantine them. That's pretty much all I've gotten so far.
Let me give you a couple paragraphs here. This is out of the LA Times, guys. It says an American physician who fell ill with a deadly Ebola virus while treating others afflicted in West Africa was transferred amid high security Saturday to the Emory University Hospital in Atlanta, according to the hospital. The gray air ambulance carrying Dr. Kent Brantley landed in the Dobbins Air Reserve Base outside Atlanta about 11:30 a.m. This was met by a specifically outfitted ambulance, which whisked him into the hospital for treatment in an isolated ward.
Well, so from Africa, he got it, and back here in America. I don't know, that's kind of weird, but, I mean, I guess treat him better.
Would you rather than bring him back to treat him, or, treat him over there?
Treat him over there.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, keep viruses away from where we are.
From the States, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but, I mean, I guess that place, from what I heard, it's like a really good place to be quarantined. The guy checked out and everything, but still, it's in America. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's why.
Atlanta.
I don't know if it bothers me, man. There's a video with Donald Trump saying that when you do something like that, you're taking on a humanitarian effort. You assume the risk that you're taking, and you put up with it, which seems kind of like. It's kind of rough, but at the same time, it's like, dude, come on, man. You're going to a place to help treat the Ebola virus. What happens if you get it? Would how far ahead would you guys be thinking about it?
I don't know. I've never done something like that.
Would you go, to Peace Corps, help somebody out like that? No. If you can be honest, man, I would never do anything like that. I'd be like, fuck that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather not, but I mean, I guess if possibly. I couldn't see me saying never.
Depends on, what are we helping with, I mean, if it's like Ebola or something like that.
Well, I mean, I don't feed children in third world countries, but I don't want to be anywhere near the fucking Ebola virus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you are now.
What, I've been a lot closer to it now.
At least it's only a couple, it's a couple states over. So we at least have time.
Sometime,
to break out cons.
That stuff spreads quick, though, I guess.
Any Californian lived there for the next, 200 years, and when it starts floating off.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, The video that we saw earlier, that you can find it online. We'll probably try to post some of it on the site as well. They show the ambulance get there, and they show this guy in one of those Back to the Future Doc Brown encasings. Those hazmat suits. Mm-hmm. They show him in a hazmat suit go and walk him off of the thing into the church, and Jared said earlier, he was like, dude, what's up with that cop? There's a cop just standing there a few feet away from him, just watching him, everybody else is protected but him, What if that's the first cop to get the Ebola virus here in the mainland?
Who knows,
And then what happens when we get some kind of outbreak that starts tearing up the southeast coast?
Well,
Ebola is not transferred through the air or anything like that. It's
not.
You have to
bodily fluids.
Bodily fluids. They have to
make out or something.
Yeah.
Well.
So I mean, at least at least he's contained.
Nobody loves cops that much, right? The cop was safe.
Oh, thank you, cop, for protecting us. Oh no, they're making out.
Oh no. But the other thing was, I mean, isn't this the way that every hardcore zombie movie starts out? Where it's there's some kind of disease and they transfer it away to somewhere else and then it mutates. What if this mutates in Atlanta and gets airborne? And then it's World War Z and Brad Pitt's got to save everybody.
What was the start of that? What was the start of World War Z? How did that? Was it
I watched it on Netflix, man, but it's a whole other story.
Yeah, I can't remember how it started.
I don't remember. It
was probably something like that, some virus or something.
Let's look it up.
Let's look it up.
and then it just spread, and then
Because more current day stuff, it's all either virus or fungal infection. I mean, that's kind of the two.
Fungal, that's what you were talking about, right, Foster?
Yeah, Last of Us, a video game playing that on the PlayStation 4. It's a good game. I mean, definitely they went the fungal approach as opposed to a virus. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I remember reading lists of like 10 funguses that for insects that like pretty much turn other insects into zombies. Yeah, essentially, like some fungus for like ants.
Yeah,
and the ants
goes
like
in their head or something like that and takes over their
brain.
I mean,
ant zombies.
It's a real thing. I mean, it's luckily they can't take over us, but
yet.
Yeah, who knows? Well,
like, some small
flesh-eating bacteria and the brain-eating amoebas or whatever.
That's why I don't go outside or do anything.
Oh, just don't jump in random lakes,
Yeah.
Well, they got that brain-eating amoeba everywhere, right?
Yep.
And like the still water or something like that. I love rivers, but like
not in my room.
Yeah, I guess
I would stay there.
Well, we got like a bucket of water, just let it sit for use.
They're coming for you, Jimmy.
Dang it! I like left a cup of water that I didn't drink last night just out, and gets standing water mosquitoes, and dang it!
Damn it!
And then I start the outbreak here.
Uh-oh. Heard it first here.
This says something about a young boy affected in China with a simple infection. Was the first to be recorded and marks the point when the Chinese government attempts to cover the infection and concocts a crisis involving Taiwan to master activities. Regardless, the infection is spread to other countries via the black market, organ trade, and refugees, with a larger outbreak in South Africa bringing the plague to the public's attention. As the infection spreads, Israel abandons the Palestinian territories and initiates a worldwide quarantine, closing its borders to everyone except unaffected Jews and Palestinians.
So it's an infection. It's probably some disease, something. Yeah, so that's how it starts. Like it's saying one kid, but then here it's just one doctor and one teacher.
Doctor.
Well, they ain't even scary. There's technically two.
Yeah.
Here they're coming back.
It's
to the
already
States,
spread.
So geez, doubling soon here.
Yeah, what is it? The first Ebola cases in America ever.
But to be fair, when you think of it, though, I mean, there's better chance of them being treated here and then.
That's what I was saying. I assume treatment here is far more advanced.
We can't send some of this stuff down that way. You know what I mean? And if we got better treatment here, what the fuck are they treating with over there? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
They're not necessarily treating them over there. I think they're just trying to
contain it
to prevent it spreading more than it has. I mean, because they're saying there's really not much of a way to treat it. Is kind of part of the issue.
Viruses can't be cured.
Yeah, they're trying to find a way to treat it, but there isn't one yet.
I still don't understand. Why would they bring the guy back over here?
Well, because like I said,
there's no treatment.
Well, we can quarantine them here a little bit better than over there.
We can quarantine them there. They were quarantined there, weren't they?
Not really. I don't think so. They're trying to do.
I guess you can quarantine them better here with like bubble stuff instead of just like putting chicken wire around.
Because what are you going to do in Africa? Are you going to do like under the dome or whatever? You're just going to stick a big giant plastic dome over the entirety of Africa?
That's a really good idea. I think Fisher should get on writing somebody an email.
That's what they did in the Simpsons movie.
Yeah, I mean,
that's really when you.
I just don't want to see no like Resident Evil dogs running down my street, taking over cities and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, if it happens,
because like doesn't like viruses usually like mutate when they get into like different animals or like different kinds of species and stuff?
Well, yeah, the viruses do.
Like, Ebola came from animals. I mean, that's if I remember hearing right. Well, that's how most of the stuff comes from. It comes from animals, and then it just infects us, and then. It's like we have to wait and figure out, how to treat it, or just go crap. All right, let's just figure out how not to spread to everybody.
We should open up an island and just send everybody with the Ebola there. Call it Ebola Island.
Or everyone buy an island for me, and I just go there and live.
Yeah, all right, screw you guys.
Send us your money. We want an island.
I will pick a selection of females.
We're not females. Did you see the way you looked at us?
I know, it's like, whoa.
That's kind of creepy.
No, y'all won't be there.
I think he's taking my clothes off with his eyes.
We'll Skype these podcasts from my island.
Okay.
I'll make sure I have some fast internet.
Yeah. Send us more money for fast internet.
For just me.
I say, hey, everybody else is screwed, but now they've still got those satellites going around. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. Like I said, that Donald Trump video, he talks about how when people go out there to do stuff like that, they assume all the risk involved. And I mean, I can understand that, but that's sort of like an old school kind of way of thinking about stuff. It's like, all right, it's your fault for getting fucking Ebola virus.
Yeah, well, it's, of course, anything you do, you have to weigh the consequences. Like, you think you're going to do better, do good out there, so they'll do it. Donald Trump is just, I don't know.
Kind of a jerk. I mean,
Yeah, I don't like
he just generally is.
He put his name on that building in Chicago for like no fucking reason, right?
Well, no, because he owned the building. I didn't fault him at that at all. It's his building. He could paint it polka dots and
I mean, you own your car, right? Would you go put your name all over that place real big?
I could if I wanted to.
But would you?
Yes, I mean, I don't want
Why
to.
Why don't you want to? Let's get into that.
Because I'm not that kind of person.
Exactly. What kind of person?
A person that owns a bit. If you owned the skyscraper, you wouldn't put your name on it or your name or your company on it.
Well, maybe like the Fantastic Four. I put a big 4. You know,
your logo.
Put something.
You put a logo. His
Sure.
logo is his name. Trump is his empire.
I
So
guess
why wouldn't you?
I'm just saying, you know, like, I don't go and put my name all over my house or my car because I'm not a douchebag, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
He's a businessman. I don't fault him at all with that. I wouldn't care if it was 8 times as big as he did it. It's his building. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Yeah, I guess so. Foster?
I mean, I guess. I mean, is the business called Trump? I mean, that's something I never.
Yeah,
like, I don't know. I
Trump Towers.
I have no idea.
Trump
Well, I mean, I know it's
Towers.
called Trump Towers, but I mean, I have no idea if that's the actual name of his corporation. You know?
Well,
Yeah,
I thought that he had, like, purchased that building from somebody and then decided to put his name up on it.
Well,
because there was that.
Purchase that building. He could knock it down if he wants.
There was, there was a video in the USA Today on the website that had all these people in Chicago that were, like, kind of upset that he was doing that. You know what I mean?
That's dumb. People
And I
need
was
to.
like, dude, because like this building has been here forever, and now it's got his name on it. It's like, but I guess it's not
If
like
you
it's
own
not
it,
on the first floor, so I mean, you got to kind of like make an effort to go look up and see it. So
Yeah.
you can just obviously like, ignore it if at one
You
point.
know, I mean, if it's the name of the company, then yeah, I can understand. It's just kind of like your logo, as long as it's not like a big giant neon sign with like
I wonder what it looks
strobe
like
lights
at night.
over it. That would piss me off. You know, it's like all of a sudden a strobe light goes
Yeah.
right into my
Yeah, like the
We should send Donald Trump
Seinfeld thing
to Africa, and I'm sure they would figure out a way to treat the Ebola then, right? We should infect Donald Trump with Ebola, so he'll find a way to cure it. Easy. Easy. Problem solved. Why didn't we think of this before, you guys?
All right, get on it, Patrick. All right,
Yeah,
what's
I
your
mean,
plan?
geez, we got this.
You can have all the credit for it.
All you have to
I'm
do
just
is
gonna
hold
sit
him
here.
down, and Jimmy, you drive us. We got a plan.
That means we have to handle Ebola bodily fluids.
Well, just don't get it on us.
We'll go kidnap the dude from Atlanta in hazmat suits.
Well, technically, he's like has the best weapon ever. He can like go around and I will spit on you.
Oh,
I will
shit,
spit
no.
on you.
Yeah.
Give me all the money.
Just like lick your hand or wipe it on some.
Just being an Ebola.
No.
He becomes a villain.
I'm Ebola man. Well, I mean, how other ways do you guys know of the? You were talking about spores or fungal infections, Foster. Let's go through here. We got top 5 theories on how zombies could happen.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Number 5 is brain parasites. Jimmy, you were
Okay.
talking about those ants, right? Or what was it?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
that barrels into your head and like zombifies you from the inside out.
Yeah.
That's
The
actual real thing.
Where are they at? Were they from like South America?
I don't remember.
Some kind of
Some
jungle,
rainforest or
I
something.
thought they had, like forest and stuff
It's
like
only
that.
like does the Nile have it's like the Amazon has a jungle around it, right? The India's got jungles in India. Where else are there jungles at?
I mean,
South
America
America,
is a lot
Africa.
of jungle.
Yeah, that's the Amazon.
Yeah,
Africa.
That's pretty much the
that's the
big
biggest one.
big places. I mean, there's forests everywhere. I mean,
Well,
there's
no, India because they got those
Yellowstone.
tigers and like those
Yeah.
elephants.
like there's parks everywhere that are essentially forests.
yeah, but like
I guess
some
we're talking
rainforest jungle.
rainforests.
Well, yeah, and those are probably the
Mainly
main.
South America and
When I think of Africa, yeah, I guess
like
North
northern
Africa.
Africa. Yeah.
Okay, North Africa.
That's
'Cause I always
southern.
think of like Serengeti, like
Yeah.
rhinos and shit. You know what I mean? Monkeys. There's monkeys in Africa, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
There's monkeys everywhere.
There's monkeys everywhere. So brain parasites. What do y'all think about that as far as zombifying people? It's likely. Is it possible?
That yeah.
If they, like if they evolve. I mean, as of right now, no, they can't take over us. They only do like ants and stuff like that. Small insects and stuff.
What if the little
And maybe
parasite
birds
got
and
into
stuff.
the ant and then the ant got into your head?
Well, I don't think that'd make the parasite bigger, you know? I mean,
it doesn't make the ant a parasite. It just takes over the ant.
Yeah, because the parasite latches on. It's not one that all of a sudden, once it latches on, it's not that now the ant's not a parasite. It's just an ant with a parasite on.
So it's like a reverse Krang from Ninja Turtles, where it's not the brain, but it is the brain.
Kinda,
right?
Yeah. Well, like,
so what if, like...
The easiest way to kind of describe it, SpongeBob. Did you ever watch it where Plankton or whatever goes into SpongeBob's brain or whatever, and he's, like, controlling it with, like, the levers and stuff like that? That right there is kind of a better picture of it.
Or Futurama, they have the brain slugs.
Yes, the brain slugs.
Yeah, that's actually even better than what I was describing.
Yeah,
brain
so and then our control, it's like...
We just went through 3 different ways to explain it. Krang, SpongeBob, and brain slugs. And all of them were cartoons.
Krang controls a robot, right? That's a robot.
He's a brain, but he sits in here and he controls that robot. That's crazy.
So,
each of us use cartoons to describe this parasite in the brain.
That shows your maturity level.
All right, let's see. This thing says, as seen in Resident Evil 4. What are they? Parasites that turn victims into mindless zombie-like slaves are fairly common in nature. There's one called the Toxoplasma gondii that seems to devote its entire existence to being terrifying. This bug infects rats, but can only breed inside the intestines of a cat. The parasite knows it needs to get into the rat. It needs to get the rat inside the cat. So it's kind of fucked up. It says it's a fucked up Dr. Seuss poem because it takes over the brain of the rat,
and then it walks
makes
up
it
to
go toward the cats and hang out, so the cat eats it and it doesn't even know. So that's kind of fucking creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what if a parasite did that to humans, it would make humans go to where those parasites are.
Well, this one can only breed in the cat intestines. So it takes over the mouse's mind and takes the mouse in front of the cat. Yeah. That's like backwards Tom and Jerry.
That's a smart way of doing it. I mean, when you think of it, if you need to get inside of an animal to breed, then you just take whatever food source it has.
What would you do to breed? So,
I don't know.
You do a lot of stuff.
Something got into a Big Mac, I'm fucked. I'm telling you what.
Well, I was going to say, when you look at it, we have so many food sources.
If y'all see Big Macs or chicken or something walking in front of you, do not eat it. Do not eat it.
Yeah, we'll go walking food.
I was going to say, that's walking towards you.
Rolling any kind of food movement is awful.
Yeah.
It says
Jello.
Jello's good. Except don't snort Jello, it's not fun.
I've never tried.
Yeah.
Glad I haven't either.
Did we mention half of the
Resident Evil 4?
Yeah.
It says that's I've only played arcade.
I only played 1 and 2, and then I got bored of it.
I played 2, 3, 4, 5.
In 4, did it have that virus, the Toxoplasma or something?
I don't remember what they called it, but
was 4 in Africa or 5 in Africa?
5 was in Africa. 4 was in somewhere in Europe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody says kind of probably Spain is what everybody's guessing, but they
Spain,
never disclosed it. But everybody's kind of speaking a little bit of Spanish, so you're like, it's more than likely Spain.
Yeah, watch my friends do 5. Yeah, and it was in Africa. So yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, because I remember 5 got a lot of shit because we were like, you're killing a bunch of Africans. It's like, no shit, because it's in Africa. I mean, I'd be surprised if there were all white zombies in Africa. I mean,
well, South Africa, but it depends on the location.
Well, but it wasn't South Africa. It was I can't remember exactly where in Africa.
But even that's like a real tiny part. So I mean, if you're thinking Africa, you got plenty of other Africa.
Yes, I mean I can't. Yeah.
This one says the crazy thing is do you know half the human population on Earth is infected with Toxoplasmosa?
Some parasite. I know. There's things living on our eyelashes.
That's the thing that causes this rat to go and be eaten by cats. Half the human population is infected with it. It says maybe you're one of them. Flip a coin, and it says also studies. No.
I don't.
It says studies are shown that the infected see a change in their personality and have a higher chance of going batshit insane.
All right, heads or tails? Are you infected?
Heads.
Tails.
Wait, one at a time.
You're
infected. You're infected.
No, wait, no.
That was you. That was just you. Okay, so you're not infected. Good job.
Tails.
I think
so. I guess that means I am infected.
You're a Roman. You're totally batshit insane.
I can't pick it up.
I'm not gonna deny that.
Jimmy just doesn't want to flip him. That's
all right, I'll just pick heads. Oh, I'm infected too.
Oh my god, I'm the only motherfucker right here.
We need a cough.
Sure.
That's good. That's the first. That's the first.
We need to cough on Patrick.
Ooh, don't lick me, guys.
Or, I don't know, take out.
If you do, just at least make sure it's on my nipples. I got 2 of them and there's 2 of you guys.
Oh no.
Where's the video cameras?
Oh no.
This says chances that it could cause a zombie apocalypse. Humans and rats aren't all that different. That's why we use them to test our drugs. Whoa. They test our drugs?
Yeah. Of course.
Oh, like medicine drugs. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're smoking pot with rats and shit.
They probably do that too.
I mean, I don't know.
It's part of research. I know there's this thing. It's like they gave a lot of different types of drugs to spiders and see what kind of webs that they do, and like the ones for like LSD and
like sporadic. And
like ridiculous, and like the cocaine one was like they do it really quick and like sloppy, and there's other ones that are like super slow but very precise. Different drugs.
Super web. There's like it's like a sheet of paper.
There's a YouTube video on it. I do remember seeing.
You do?
There is a YouTube video.
We have to look at that, dude.
Drugs.
Drugs.
We'll put on the link. We'll put the links.
I haven't seen the video. I've seen.
I remember there being a video. It's like years ago, but I do remember seeing a video where you saw these spiders doing these weird webs.
I'm sure they've tested drugs on different animals. I know they've tested like LSD in an elephant or something, but they gave them like so much more than like an actual dose, so it just died like right away.
Well, I mean, your thought process would be, it's an elephant. It's way bigger than
like
humans.
They scaled up the dosage to make it like an actual dose to an elephant, but then they like multiplied that by like 1,000. So,
oh jeez, I'm pretty sure that would
just killed it right away.
Kill anything.
No shit. I would I wouldn't love to take that out. Fucking.
Well, you would die.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but I wouldn't even. I'd like have like 2 seconds of like they see the end of the world. See, like
I am God.
You would know everything for like 2 seconds. And
like die.
Oh man, Lucy, don't watch it. Not good.
Was it not? Okay.
Sorry.
I'll see it anyways.
Sorry
I'll let you guys know
it's not good.
I'll let you guys know the true way that Lucy would be. I mean, Jimmy was saying that like some of the things that happens is kind of weird. But like I said, it's like my explanation, or my thinking is, when you go to see Superman, he takes off flying, you're just like, yeah, right, he's flying. You know what I mean? It's like, you go in with a certain perception of what's going to happen. So I think if you go in like I've got a little more open mind, I want to see what
they're
crazy
rooting
shit's
it in
happening.
reality. That's an alien superhero fantasy movie. This is supposed to be real. I mean, it's supposed to happen, like be able to happen. There's no amount of brain activity you can do to change the laws of physics. That's the one thing I didn't like. And she was kind of dumb. I mean, not dumb, of course, she was a genius, but she was just like a dumb character that I didn't care about because she was all omnipotent and omniscient. So I was like, I don't care if you win or lose, you're technically a robot.
Yeah,
so I didn't like it. I was really disappointed.
A hot robot, but
yeah.
She is hot as hell.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson.
She could change herself on me any day. For real.
Yeah, I put a review on my blog, so if you want to read my
no thanks,
thoughts.
I'll see it first, and then I'll read your blog.
Whatever. Go ahead, but I didn't like it.
Let's see.
The people in the theater around me liked it. I mean, they seemed to enjoy it, but...
Yeah, for me last week it was either to go see that or Planet of the Apes. So I'm like,
did you see Planet of the Apes?
I did see Planet of the Apes.
You saw it too, right?
Yeah, I saw it too.
You both thumbs up?
That was good.
Yeah,
I'll see that one first. I think next week I'm gonna go
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
I need to see first.
I think next week I'm
awesome.
doing I think Friday I might have some time, so I'm gonna do a double.
Well, watch Lucy first, and then.
Well, no, I want to see Turtles, Ninja Turtles, and Guardians of the Galaxy.
If it were anybody but Michael Bay, I'd kind of be a little more interested.
I'm gonna watch it at some point.
Michael Bay did The Rock, right, with Sean Connery. And Michael. Yeah, I mean he used to be pretty good. So I mean he's got his moments now, but Transformers, the last one, kind of.
I didn't see the recent one with Mark Wahlberg.
Everybody says that last one.
It just hit $1 billion, so I mean it's not doing terrible. It's not bad. So.
Everything I've heard about that one it's like it's not too hot.
Yeah, I
haven't seen it, but I'm more excited to see Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I want to see Ninja Turtles, which comes out next week.
We'll see Ninja Turtles first. That way, just in case it's bad, you can wash your brain out with a good movie.
Well, then I'll go early and I'll start with Lucy, Ninja Turtles, and then Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It's only getting better.
yeah, you know.
Guardians of the Galaxy is so good.
All right, this thing about this zombie brain apocalypse thing says that imagine if half the world suddenly had no instinct for self-preservation or rational thought, even less they do now. Are you comfortable with yourself and the thought that it might take forever for such a parasite to evolve? You're forgetting about biological weapon programs around the world intentionally creating such bugs.
Yeah, so possible. That was the thing in The Happening. Did you ever see The Happening?
That was with the spores. That's the one with the grass like blowing wind on you and you fucking die.
Yeah,
you go sit
kill yourself.
You go sit under lawnmowers and shit. Yeah,
I didn't watch it, but
I've seen pieces. I haven't seen the whole thing, but yeah, that's a good example.
Yeah, because I heard about it. I heard it was horrible though.
It wasn't a good movie.
It's another Mark Wahlberg movie. He played a scientist.
Shyamalan is some of those usually are hit or miss for me. It's either a really awesome movie or it's like, what the fuck did I buy this ticket for? You know?
Signs. I liked Signs.
Signs, Sixth Sense, Unbreakable.
Signs and Unbreakable, Sixth Sense were all really good movies. He did Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm thinking Fifth Element for some reason.
Yeah.
Sixth Sense is the Bruce Willis where he's a ghost.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen that.
Before you spoiled
My bad.
There's an online video. It's like, do you know in Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis was toast the whole time? It's like that doesn't make. Oh my god, it makes perfect sense.
In the movie Serpent and the Rainbow. The upcoming Resident Evil 5 video game. Neurotoxins? He said he played 5, right?
Yeah, let's see.
Or maybe it was 4 and the 5 is the next one.
There are certain kinds of poison that slow down your bodily functions to the point that you're considered dead, even to a doctor.
Yeah, that's like zombies. That's like the Jamaican zombies. They take something
the Japanese blowfish, the poison of the fugu. Fugu? It sounds like fubu.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, because 5, I couldn't figure out what the hell they're talking about because they always call it some like weird ass name. So I'm like, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
How can this happen? This does happen. This does happen. This stuff happened in Haiti all the time, where the word zombie comes from.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
And there are books about it, more famous ones by Dr. Wade Davis. The movie was based on a guy's actual science stuff, and how much of it was fact? Well, one scene where they were strapped a guy naked to a chair and drove a huge spike through his balls. We're hoping that there was a true. Was definitely a true story of Clairvis Narcissus. I don't know, how do we say this name right here, guys? Anybody? It looks French.
I can't see it.
All right, we're skipping it.
Call him.
He was a Haitian guy who declared dead.
French guy number 1.
Yeah, he was a Haitian guy who was declared dead by 2 doctors and buried in '62. They found him wandering in a village 18 years later. He turned out a local voodoo priest had been usually using naturally occurring chemicals to briefly zombify people before putting them to work on the sugar plantations.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard someone on the History Channel about it.
Oh,
it's like real life zombies. Like that's where it came from. Like they drug
awful.
People, so they're really like people can. Like
work
suggestible.
For free. Yeah,
that's actually nowadays a drug in like I forgot what country, but there is this video about it, and it's like you take this drug and then the people can just be like, "Give me your wallet, go withdraw all your money," and they just do it. Yeah, and they just do it, and they just have no instinct to say no. They just are highly suggestive. Like that's crazy.
Where can we score some of that?
I don't know. There's a documentary, maybe. I don't know where it's at.
Send us some money so we can go to Haiti.
I think it's in like some like Europe or something, or no, South America actually. That sounds all right, but I don't know. It's crazy.
The 28 Days Later movie. Human beings turn into mindless killing machines in real life have a series of brain disorders that do the same thing. They were never contagious, of course. The mad cow disease came along and attacked the cow's spinal cord, turning it into a stumbling, mindless attack cow. And then the humans eat their meat, and that's how we become mad human disease.
I
thought that was a good movie. I can't remember.
I didn't watch it.
I thought it was kind of cool. Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but I mean, it was kind of.
I think that was kind of one of the first movies when they started doing like the fast zombies. Like, not the slow stumbling zombies, but the ones that they run at you and stuff like that. It's kind of.
It had been like Night of the Living Dead zombies the whole time before. Just a slow, lumbering.
Dude, this one is good here.
It makes you wonder how when you watch those movies, it's like just walk around them because you look at like
Shaun of the Dead.
They
got around them.
movies, and then like what's the game series? Dead Rising.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like you're
you just
walking
plow through them.
Yeah, just plow through them. You're like, I don't know. That's that's a little extreme, but I'm like, I think you just make sure just don't get cornered by them. You know.
Yep.
Number 2 is a good one. Neurogenesis. Laboratories around the world are making things out of stem cells, stem cell research. The whole thing that stem cells use to recreate dead cells. So they're trying to regrow a dead brain or brain tissue or they're trying to regrow body parts, but like they get halfway developed and then they decide they want to take off. So like I guess it's more not as cool as the rest of them, but it kind of makes sense. Like you're trying to make a human. And like before they're fully developed back into human, they decide, I'm done with this shit, and then they escape.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, it's possible.
You were warned. Science can pretty much save you from anything but brain death.
Mm-hmm.
Reanimator. That was a good one.
I've saw that on Netflix. I haven't watched it.
Reanimator is a good movie, dude. It's cool. It's old.
I don't like scary movies. The only zombie movie like I can really say it, or I guess World War Z I saw and Shaun of the Dead. There hasn't been really any that I've seen that because I don't like scary movies.
PS2. Oh yeah. Dude, you gotta like those psychological thrillers. You gotta watch those.
I like psychological thrillers, but I mean,
like Saw.
No,
that's not.
That's like
torture.
Well, it's kind of gory, but it's still like
it is.
It's all psychological because you see the key behind your eye.
I'm thinking like psychological thriller, like Fight Club, or like those kind like psychological thrillers,
like the Shyamalan one with the toast that we were talking about.
Yeah,
cool.
Things like that. I love those movies.
Thriller.
The number one way to become a zombie, it says, is nanobots. Michael Crichton's novel Prey, the PS2 game Nanobreaker. Have you played that on PS2 games? Anybody? No?
I think it sounds familiar, but
looks like the dude from Tales from the Crypt.
Which I never watched.
Nanobots are a technology that science apparently engineered to make you terrified of the future. Microscopic, self-replicating robots that can invisibly build or destroy anything. Gee whiz. These things exist now?
Self-replicating is the question I have. Can they self-replicate? I mean, how?
Like,
that's my question.
What was that movie?
Fusing a tiny silicone chip to a virus?
Was that The Day the World Stopped or something like that? That movie? Like, it was a remake of a really old movie. But yeah, they show, like, nanobots, or the G.I. Joe, one of the movies.
G.I. Joe.
But you see, like, huge monuments getting, like, destroyed by, like, those
that
nanobots.
was G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
That was G.I. Joe. I remember that.
And The Day the World Stopped or something like that, another movie.
With Keanu Reeves and that giant one-eye alien
They
thing?
did the remake of it with that,
yeah.
And that was the same thing. It had, like, big nanobots.
I remember that. Well, this says that scientists already create nano-cyborgs by fusing tiny silicone chips to viruses. The first thing they found out is that the cyborgs can still operate for up to a month after the death of the host. Notice how nanoscientists went right for zombification. Even in this early stage, they know what the horror is. That's the number one way. Nanobots, guys.
I could see that, but the only issue that I have is the self-replication part. That just doesn't, just how the way things work. It's like, how is one thing going to multiply into?
Well, they put the chip into the virus. The virus can separate, but how does the chip?
That's my question. Is it does the new virus have the
chip
same
as well?
thing? Well, I don't know about growing the chip, but does it have the same properties of the virus with the chip? Because it could evolve to where it's like, okay, now whatever's programmed in the first one is in the new one. If that's the case, then that could be plausible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not there yet, but I mean,
I hope we don't get there.
Yeah, all these things are like built to hopefully help humanity, and then it of course turns on them. So that's like every science fiction dystopian future movie
like
ever.
Bringing people with Ebola to Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you guys.
Who knows?
You need to write the screenplay right now.
Oh my god, I'm gonna write it right now. I'm gonna write it tonight when I take a bath. Right before I take a bath, I'm sitting on the toilet.
What will the title be?
Patrick's thoughts on the pot. no, is that a bad? That's a working title. That's just the working title, you guys.
That has nothing to do with
don't go in there, but
no, down with dope. I'm
Ebola
clean.
in Atlanta.
All right, let's go. Let's lighten up the mood a little bit more. Let's get off of freaking brain slugs and nanobots and Autobots and whatever else we were just talking about.
We talked a little bit about Transformers.
Yeah. Coming up, starting soon, I think it's like maybe 4 weeks away still, the kickoff of football season.
Yeah.
And if anybody's ever played fantasy football, you know how involved you can get into it. I personally have been watching fantasy football pre-videos for like the last week and a half now.
Yeah, you were the winner of last year's. I was the last place loser.
Man, I had the worst draft according to the draft board. I had the worst draft, but I made a couple moves. I was hit by injuries hard. Made a couple moves. Still managed to end up in the top 4, and then I took Jared out by 2 points, and I slaughtered one at the end.
Yeah, I researched a lot for my draft and got an okay draft score, and looked at it and researched and changed my lineups every week and all the stuff you're supposed to do. But I still got last place, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna.
Were you into football before though?
No.
So this was like you were just coming in blind.
Well, but other than the research.
Because I mean, I've known players that are good, players that are bad. I knew about teams. I've known about a few teams around the league. What players are good, what players aren't good. What players like say you have a good player and there's another player on the other side. They're going to take some of the attention from this guy, so this guy's going to start. So I had a little bit going for me. It was my first season ever playing it as well. But man, after I got involved into it, that's all I was doing. I'm up at like hours of the night, like looking through this week's list of top player performers for the week before. Foster, you never get into it?
Nope.
Yeah.
I think you would like it as much as you're into gaming. This is like a whole nother gaming avenue. You know what I mean?
I have a huge backlog. It's like the free time I either sleep or play video games, and I have so many games I got caught up on.
Same thing for me. I was never into football, but everyone else in the group was doing it, so I did it, and I mean it's cool. I mean, because it at least makes it interesting. But because you guys would watch football or something, or basketball or something, I'm just like, I don't care about either of these teams really. Yeah, but it's not bad. But it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons for jocks. That's what I was comparing it to.
I mean, without the magic, but yeah.
If I do it, I'm just gonna sit there and just pick 20 random people, just roll D20, and just go, all right, there's my pick. I'm going. Worst guy in the league? Oh well, that's stupid dice. All right.
We got into it. We got into it pretty good last season. You got onto the basketball one and you did well in that.
I won that league. I won the basketball league. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
But you got to take that with a grain of salt because like 3/4 of the people that were playing in that league didn't play. So
I wasn't into it until football season ended. I really wasn't that into it.
People thought it was harder than it was. It's not. It's simple. It's easier than football.
Every 2 days you have a game, though, right? As opposed to every week.
Yeah, but you can set your lineup months in advance
for each game.
Yeah, you just go through, and I mean, you just got to make sure. I mean, you don't have to do really research. You just got to make sure
the players are playing.
Players that are playing play.
A lot of times the guys that I have wouldn't be playing that night, and I have them on my bench. They'd be just tearing it up.
And it's all on Yahoo, so I mean, it's all automated. It tells you if they're playing or not. You just like, oh, they're playing. It's like, and then you
swap.
You just hit a button, and it's like play active players, and then you go to the next day, play active players. That's all you have to do, and just make sure if there's an injury, if you want to get rid of them, or if you want to keep them, just put them on your bench.
Yeah, man.
It's really easy.
I drafted two good players that weren't healthy till like halfway through the season. I had Rajon Rondo, and he wasn't healthy till like halfway through the season. But when he came back, he still wasn't that hot, So I mean, I kind of wasted that. And then Ginobili, I had him. He went down with injury. Kawhi Leonard broke like a finger or something. And this was last season, right? So this season coming up. We didn't play this last season, or it's going to start this in October, right?
Yeah. I don't know whenever it starts, but
the fantasy basketball ended when the playoffs started, right? Okay, then that's why it felt like there's a bigger gap there,
Yeah, I had Anthony Davis. He did well for me, and
Davis,
Dwayne Wade. I had him from the Heat.
Yeah,
and he was other than randomly hurting his knees or whatever he hurt. They're the ones that kind of did the most for me. And
would you be into playing fantasy football, Foster?
Not really particularly want to,
It's free. We don't play money for it, so
the thing that
there's no risk.
One of the things that I find interesting is it's starting to kind of get over into the video game realm because League of Legends, which has a huge professional game scene, I haven't really followed up with it after they first announced it, but they were doing fantasy esports, so they were doing where you draft video gamers and stuff like that. It's kind of the same principle.
Because there's teams. There's like different teams, groups that play as a team.
I would be into that. I love like John Madden stuff. You know what I mean? EA Sports.
I mean, you don't play.
It's not like that. I mean, this is like League of Legends and stuff like that because like they actually have tournaments going on. I don't know right now maybe. I mean,
we should combine the two. You can like get a Dungeon Master sheet and like create a football player with special abilities. And then play against other people.
I'm sure there's
Blood Bowl. There is a football Blood Bowl. I mean,
Blood Bowl. I thought you said Bud Bowl, like the beer.
No, Blood Bowl. It's a computer game where it's basically Dungeons and Dragons but with football. I mean, that's.
I thought about making I'm sure it might be already, but like a Dungeons and Dragons with like bands. Like you create a band, like a musical band, and you'd have to play gigs and like roll dice to see if the gig was successful or.
I mean, you look at like Warhammer.
Make it kind of like Oregon Trail, where like somebody got bit by one of the groupies in the behind stage and can't play tonight because he's missing 2 fingers.
I had it well thought out and all the like cards like lists of like what the cards would be. but I never got around to finishing it because I just lost interest. But it's always it's still there, like on my
it's on the back burner
on my projects folder, just something like that.
Oh my god, I got a projects folder from hell right now.
Yeah, so
fantasy football is not going to help me at all.
Fantasy football is literally just like Dungeons and Dragons. Like
if it's an automated process, maybe if I just pick guys and just go, all right.
Yeah. And
maybe
the draft
every once 3 weeks they just go click. Okay,
yeah.
Maybe that'd be about all the involved I'd be.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it's free, so.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and do all this research. I'm just going to go, that guy's name sounds good to me.
But it tells you, I mean, they have ranks. So, I mean, like, first you want a player that has a better rank than the other players, so
yeah, definitely. It shows you, like, the projected points for that week that they're supposed to get. So you just try to match up the guys that match up best with their guys. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes, like, the top few players you pick, they end up having, like, monster games, so they're, like, their points projectedly will like totally bounce up and then like you just rule.
Do my team of lowest points ever. See if I can.
Well, I think that was Beto last year.
Yeah, I like I said,
he drafted a whole bunch of good players and then like totally just blew it.
Yeah, he like traded them or dropped people. I got boned hard on the matchups because like points against me were like double anybody else's. So like I would play like my best game ever. But the other people that I played their best game ever too. So they'd beat me by like 100 points. So like at the end, like I had like 2,000 points against me. But, like the next person down only had like 1,000 points against me. So that's why I should have done well. Like I should have got like third place with my points. But it's just the matchups
that you got were awful. Yeah. Well, that happens too, man. Because like some weeks. I think when you match it, we played everybody twice or 3 times.
Yeah, something like that. 2 or 3.
When you're playing everybody and like the first week, some of the guys have bye weeks, they have the week off, so then you got to like plug other guys in, and then it was a couple situations. I think Jared beat me and Juan beat me once, and both of those situations I had some star players that were out that week, so I had to plug in other people, and that's why I lost that week.
Yeah, it makes it interesting. You have stuff to talk about. That's why I did it. So
you end up watching a lot of football and yelling at TV with everyone. It's fun.
Yeah, so it's up to you, but it's not hard at all. It's simple. And especially with that Yahoo automation stuff, it makes it real simple. So think about it. It's cool. But
we'll go through a couple of things here I wanted to bring up about the fantasy football. ESPN.go.com/front page/football has got this thing called the Fantasy Football Draft Kit, and it's basically a preview of like players that did well last season that still might do good this year, players that did well that might not do good this year. This year is a video we're on right now, but let's see if we go down here. We've got rankings, mock drafts, sleepers, and busts. That's always one of my favorites to watch because it tells you about, like I said, the guys who did good last year that might not do so hot this year, and it tells you about people who
there's crazy amounts of sites that, like, if you ever have a question, it's like, do I need to start this quarterback or this quarterback? That's
down the line here. We got that one right here too. So you can go to ESPNGames.com /Final Fantasy Draft Kit, and you can check out sleepers, busts, breakouts, scenery changes, mock drafts, rankings for all the players, the defensive, things of that nature. They have position breakdowns. They have quick links. You can always check Twitter because Twitter is always a buzz about just tweet, like search the name of the guy you're thinking about, and Twitter will blow up with all the stuff that they're talking about him.
Yeah, you don't have to know anything.
Yeah, you really don't.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
This was somebody that we saw on Twitter actually from the Tot Pod. It's called Fantasy Player Wire. We're following them. They're on our Twitters where you follow them as well. And this is a lot of fun to me because you can go in here and you click in. Let's see, one of the guys I had last year was Zach Stacy. So let's go and click on here. You enter his name and you hit plus. And then you pick a couple other ones. Let's go with Julio Jones. I had him. Hit plus, and you're entering these names of the players you're interested in. And let's go Dez Bryant, because that was my boy last year too. Plus, after you put in about 3 of them, there's a button here, custom my feed. View my custom feed. Once you click that, it pulls up the tweets from all the people that are talking about those players.
Yeah, so if they're like, oh, I heard his girlfriend's dog died, and so
he might have a bad game.
He might have a bad game. So like things like that, or like an injury, like in practice today, like someone that went to like the practice or something, said, oh, he sat out for most of the practice, so you take all that into consideration. There's a lot of
this stuff gets intense, man.
There's people that go into it. I didn't look at any tweets last year.
Criteria, does he have a pulse? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a good resource for people that are trying to like keep a close eye on their stars. After you've draft, you get a good player. You get a real good. You get to go on there and see what the latest news on your studs are. The last one I want to talk about before we get out of here is the one Jimmy just talked about a second ago. FantasyPros.com/NFL/start. You can compare players to start throughout the year. You tap
this person or this person,
tap in the other one,
and it just goes through everything. And then at the end, it's
shows
like
you all the
start
numbers
this one.
and it shows you all the numbers and like in the matchups between them. It takes into consideration the teams they're playing against, the weather, stuff like that, man. So it gets pretty intense.
So there's no reason to know stuff. Just
yeah,
there's all these tools. It's really simple.
It's really fun,
and plus we do it for free. So
it's really awesome.
There's nothing to lose.
Think about it and let us know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's a wrap for this week's edition of Thinking Outside the Pod. Hope nobody gets any kind of zombification stuff
If
wrong
you
with
do,
them.
please stay away from us.
Yeah.
Send us pictures, though. If you're turning into a zombie, send us pictures of it happening so that
we can break the
Put it
news.
on air.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and
hit us up with some fantasy football stuff. If you got any questions, any predictions, any picks or anything you guys want to tell us about, let us know. Zombies and football this week, guys. Thank y'all for joining.
Yeah, thinkingoutsidethepod.com. You'll find all our social media links. Check all that out. But yeah, that's our episode.
All right, later, guys.
Peace out, people.
Bye.